We're loading into something? Act 2. Trial.
This is the abyss of fate. Hold on. Finance here too? And is that Mighty and Trinan?
And now, Act 2 of our immersive drama unfolds.
They're evacuating the temple. Why now? Are you insane? That blonde man is the Crown Prince of Krymnos. Mess with him, and every last person in this city could wind up dead.
That's one way of putting it.
Calm yourselves. The Holy Maiden has everything under control. We need only wait patiently.
Behold, it is the month of Gate, light calendar 4926. The Crown Prince of Krymnos, Mighty-Mos, has led his forces to the gates of Akima. As you know, though Mighty-Mos was proud, he did not engage in needless violence. He challenged the elders of Akima to a duel, not for glory, but for the rights and dignity of his people, to ensure they wouldn't live as second-class citizens in foreign lands.
Yep, that would have been nice to have learned back in 3.1.
After Aglaya's mediation, Finan met Mighty Mos's challenge as the Elder's representative. This duel was to change the course of the Flame Chase journey itself. So, as Finan's most important companion, his lifelong friend, please continue to bear witness to his memories.
Man, we gotta turn into the Flame Reaver by the end of this, aren't we? Witness a different kind of duel. They're gonna have a debate, aren't they?
Is this your idea of an honorable duel?
Bloodshed isn't the way. We and Aggie don't want to see Chrysoceres turn on each other. True warriors know when to sheathe their blades. The impartial Talantan shall oversee this duel. You need only place your offerings upon their scales. Something that has more weight than the fate of the world.
Oh, are we gonna get the answer to what he was gonna put on the scale during Talantan's trial? Or not Talantan's trial, but I guess it was Oryx's trial of Talantan.
Which means only those who understand the world's weight are worthy to carry it. Is this how you plan to test our convictions?
So you gonna put the Deliverer card on the scale?
Well, Kremnoan, looks like you won't be able to punch your way through this one.
It makes no difference. One last chance, new recruit. Walk away, and I'll spare your life. Otherwise, come and face me. I'll give you a warrior's death.
Hard to imagine they once clashed like this.
Not really, no. I don't imagine that they had the most flowering of friendships at the beginning.
Holy Maiden, I can't help but feel like a pawn that has stumbled into some greater political game.
That's because you have, and you are.
Every hero was once a child.
But unlike normal chess, you are a pawn that can promote to a king.
That's so. I don't even know why I'm standing here right now. Look at me. Just a common soldier. Since swordsmanship won't decide the winner, Lady Goldweaver should be here instead. My devotion to the Holy City could never compare to hers.
What if we told you this duel isn't about winning or losing, but rather in the choice you make?
You can choose to lose or forfeit the duel.
Are you saying that Lady Goldweaver is testing me?
Every Chrysocer is indispensable to the Flame Chase journey. And you and the Crown Prince of Kremnos are both a part of the prophecy. What the duel marks is not an ending, but a beginning. So, listen to your heart.
That was one of the three
It is
options we
only
had in
to
Act
hear
1.
Your answer.
Protect those that must be protected. Listen to your heart. Stay in the maze. No, leave the cave, Finon.
True enough. The voice within has never failed me. It doesn't matter what the result is. I'll give it everything I have.
Give it the old college try.
Spoken like a chrysosaur. Now go, Finon. Your journey has only just begun.
I would have loved to have imagined if My Day. I just had a funny thought. Imagine if My Day also studied at the Grove. How different of a personality he would have.
That's right, comrade. It's time for us to teach that proud prince a lesson together.
Come on, we got this. Someday he too will be your comrade. What do we lose?
Well, if we lose, we'll find out, won't we?
Sounds simple enough.
Still, on the topic of the Temple of the Three Fates, here we are, at the Temple of the Time Titan. And I don't even know how Cyrene's studies are progressing. We haven't really had much contact since I set out.
Did she not die?
Still, I hope she's doing well. Anyway, let's go, comrade. It's not every day you get a chance to see Talantin's scales of justice.
What's going on?
Things are not playing out the way we were told they played out. This isn't Finon, isn't it? This is Kaus, isn't it? I was right from the beginning.
Did he just say Cyrene's studying here? But how is that possible? Wasn't she?
Lygus?
Of course, Lygus disappears right when I need answers. Forget it. I need to catch up with Finon first.
Why did we say this line out loud? Nope. Back to the old Titan whispers that make me
Amazing.
makes my hair stand on
Talantin
end.
may have fallen, but their scales remain true to their purpose.
Talantin has already fallen at this point?
I hope you still remember your purpose, new recruit.
You seem awfully confident, Kremnoan. Let's see how you define the idea of weight.
For your information, in Castrum Kremnos, the punishment for profaning a duel with such crooked words is impalement.
Gross.
But as we're in foreign lands, I'll indulge you. The signet of Kremnos, the crown jewel of our people. That's my choice.
A ring. Not just any ornament, I'd wager.
Ooh, my shoulder
What's the
blade's
story
itchy.
behind this little treasure?
Was their mom's? I thought you lost it in the river.
Don't push your luck. Think I'd pour my heart out to you? Just know that Kremnos' 1,000 years of glory could bring a titan to its knees. Let alone a nobody like you.
So to him, glory and his people outweigh the entire world.
And the very destiny that Mighty himself will eventually shoulder.
The one-man army. Accept the test of Talantin. Hang on.
Where are you going, comrade? Come back. We need to decide this here and now.
I wanted to see if I could run to the other side and talk to Mighty.
Don't overthink it, Finon. Trust your heart.
Okay, I guess we're taking the place of Castorus this
That's
time.
easy for you to say. I'm just a Holy City guard up against Kremnos' walking war machine of a prince. Don't you think this is a little bit too unfair?
Just a little.
Now this is a tough one. What can I possibly offer against a ring that signifies so much?
How about that card you got from Cyrene?
Well, comrade, what does your gut tell you?
The Deliverer card? Heart of Steel? Blade you carry.
Looks like we really are on the same wavelength. In the end, there's only one thing I can trust. The Deliverer that appeared in my life on that day. How ironic.
That was a long pause.
I can't even look at this card properly, much less follow where it leads. Just thinking about how my village was swallowed by the black tide makes my hands shake. The flames, the screams, my utter failure to protect anyone. Speaking rationally, I know it's not nearly enough. Addis Elysiae was just a small village. Its loss barely a scar on Amphorius' face. But here and now, my heart says something else. This card. It's everything I have left. Nothing weighs heavier.
I'm starting to think this might actually be the very, very first cycle that we're actually witnessing.
Perhaps that itself is the answer.
Look, Finan.
It's so nice to see you all again. Lady Trinan, Finan, and... hello. Seeing you here sure is a sweet surprise.
Yeah. Did I stumble into the wrong Amphorius? But
Why so surprised? Could it be... Did you miss me?
Probably, yes, but still I think we're fucking with timelines here.
Cyrene? This is incredible. I was literally just thinking about how you might be here. But I'd never imagined I'd see you this soon.
I was supposed to leave with the priests, but then I heard Lady Maiden was with a white-haired young man. I figured it had to be you, so I snuck back here.
That's Cyrene for you. Unfortunately, this isn't a good time for reminiscing. That Kremnoan over there...
It's probably getting impatient.
Still playing house, boy?
Yeah, I'll definitely think he's getting impatient.
You get the idea.
How can he even see us? There's like the giant statue in the way.
Quite the hothead. You know, you two just might get along. Don't worry, you already know what the answer is, don't you? If that's your choice, I am with you. I am with you because I remember it all too. The fields of Aedis Elysiae, those red leaves, that little swing of mine beneath the tree where I dreamed the sweetest dreams. And those dear fairies in the Membrance Maze. It hurts so much knowing they're gone forever.
But I thought the Membrance Maze would be spared.
The pain speaks for itself. Our hometown may have been just a tiny village, but to us, it was the whole world. But that's not enough, Finan. Not nearly enough. Even though hatred can help people grow and turn a boy into an unbreakable warrior, what you need now is victory. You can't just stack the scales with your past suffering. You have to throw the weight of your future onto them as well.
The future? What do you mean?
I don't know.
Maybe that was a bit too cryptic for you, but it's actually really simple. Why not have our mutual friend here stand on the scales with the Deliverer? How about it? Can you help us?
I feel like that's cheating, but sure. Wouldn't that be cheating?
Relax. Our dear Crown Prince won't have a clue.
Let's try that. The fate of Akama hangs on this duel. I must claim victory, for their sake. I will stake everything I have. Stand with me, comrade, and we shall become heroes.
Hey, that's the quote from the trailer. Remember the past and become the hero of tomorrow.
Let's. Together we'll prove that what weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
Talantin, the fair, the just.
Look how smug we
they
are.
have unassailable integrity. The challengers have made their choices. In the name of the Holy Maiden of the Three Fates, lower your scales, weigh destiny, and reveal unto us your verdict.
Your offering is a card?
Yes, a flimsy little card. That is my choice. Just know that it's called the Deliverer.
Interesting. Very well. If you can beat me with this card, then that's what I'll call you from now on.
Deliverer.
It's a deal.
I have a fan pointed at me. It's blowing my hair around.
The scales... they're wavering.
When I have this headphone on, it really shows where my hairline is. My bangs are being held back so you can see where the top of my head is.
Talantin is deliberating on the outcome. It appears the convictions of both sides are equally matched.
A tie. We didn't even consider that outcome.
This is suffocating. Like the whole world's weight is on my shoulders. But I believe what my heart tells me.
Oh, here we go. Must be decision time.
Finally decided?
Hear thee, children of humanity. I shall pronounce judgment, for the difference is now clear. The one whose offering weighs more than the fate of the world is...
Neither? Or us, because we're cheating.
one from Ides Elysiae, the nameless hero.
How does that chain work? There's no space for like a pulley or anything in there. It's like literally manifesting chain as it comes in and out.
However, heed this.
Uh-oh. There's more?
The true weight of conviction originates not from itself, but rather in that which tips the scales. Hope itself.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's very vague and inspirational.
I think the Titan means that it's not anyone's personal convictions that outweigh the fate of the world.
But hope.
It's about a wish, one which we all share. You, me, everyone here. What tipped the scales wasn't Finan's conviction alone, but the collective hopes carried by this oracle card. Humanity's desperate call for a deliverer.
Yes, even you and your people, Kremnoan.
Placing us both on the same side of the scales? Foolish. We Kremnoans are your mortal enemies. Such weak idealism will only get you skewered on our spears.
To be fair, the fate of a world would include you, so something that has the weight bigger than the world would also probably include you.
Fine by me. I've never claimed to be the deliverer from the card anyway. I'm a soldier, and if it's my fate to bleed my last on the battlefield, then so be it. I'll fight to my last breath, and on this, I know that we're the same. That's all a hero really is. Someone with that kind of conviction. And the deliverer? Just a sum of all those heroes.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
A brilliant explanation.
Oh, you were here the whole time.
Just as prophesied, On this day, the final 2 heroes shall join the flame chase journey.
I should have known from the start. They all say Lady Goldweaver is quite brazen, but you're the first to even imagine that prophecies could persuade a Kremnos warrior.
Oh, I have 1,000 ways to tame a lion. But this lion didn't come here for bloodshed, did he?
The Kremnoans far outmatch Arkhama's forces, yet we haven't lost a single soul. That's no accident, is it?
Do you honestly think Kremnoans, renowned for our love of battle, would show mercy?
Yes.
Your forces are equally renowned for their iron discipline. And so, we can only assume that this is on your orders.
Perhaps Akama isn't as hidebound as the rumors say. You grasp the true marrow of power more clearly than those elders.
Now that the wheels of fate are turning, what finer way to celebrate this fortuitous encounter than a feast?
I'm game.
Follow me, brave Outlanders. Heroes of this world are as countless as the stars. And at this moment, we find ourselves gathered here by the light of the flames of the long night.
Look at us down there in the corner, at the bottom of the scale.
History shall remember this moment. The prophesied Chrysos heirs now stand assembled, heralding a new dawn for Amthorius.
Except that several of them are probably dead already at this point. Alright, share your thoughts, Can?
You must see it now, how different this is from the flame-chased journey you traveled.
Yeah, we saw that a while ago. We were going to ask you. But whose memories are these? Whose role am I playing?
Patience. We're approaching the final act. These are, as I mentioned, his first memories. They are of particular importance for the imminent Era Nova.
So this is indeed the very first cycle, his first memories.
Such as this very moment, as the prophesized demigods gather with Talenton as witness. This is a moment calculated by the gods. What comes after is no different from that which you already know.
Some join, others leave.
Leave, while flame chasers bear their faint light forward through the long night. Ah, come. Your seat awaits. After 13 heartbeats, our heroes will be ferried to the final scene.
Alright. Let's see how the very first flame chase ended. I don't like the sound of that.
They say that the heroes of this world should be as countless as the stars. Yet now, we're the only ones left standing. So, in the end, the Black Tide still swallowed everything.
It's her staff! The Flame Reaper has her staff! Oh, it all makes sense.
The West stands protected by mighty Kremnoans. It will hold for the time being. Professor Anaxa deployed wards in the north and east before. Their effectiveness is untested, but I believe in him. And Akama.
Akama.
We needn't fear for Aglaya. Even in death, she counts as the greatest among demigods. Her threads of romance weave an impenetrable shield, and the people answer her call, rallying to the city's defense. Let's move. Cavalry has given their core flame. We must complete the Era Nova before the next entry hour.
So I have a question. This has been my question for the longest time on this flame chase journey. From the moment that we knew that this was an endless set of cycles. If this is Finon's first cycle, who was the first Kefali? Who was the first of each Titan?
That only leaves 3 hours.
Especially since in some cycles we were told there were no Calamity Titans.
So, this is the last time we'll see her.
Rip Akama.
Finan. We set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysosaur. So has it always been.
Then why?
I think we still have an Act 3 to get to.
Why must Emphorius's wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
I don't know. We haven't had any other choice, except to move forward. Not for a long time now. Even if we only see the long, long night ahead, I still believe that through it, we'll find the dawn on the other side. Beyond these flames, a new sun will someday rise. So, to the Temple of the Three Fates. You'll take over Time's authority, and we'll return all the core flames to the Vortex.
So she was originally the Time Crisis heir.
Final rest.
We're filling in for Cyrene.
After which,
That's also probably why she can see us in this memory.
we shall all face oblivion.
Because she has a strong connection to Orynyx.
Or embark on one final grand journey.
There's that or again. Act 3. Return.
Please forgive us for disturbing your sleep, Orynyx.
It matters not. I know fate has run its course.
So what's your deal with March's camera?
The Black Tide has reached Akama. Emphorius does not have much time left. It is time for the Era Nova.
As agreed, I shall present the core flame of time. Ride the river of time. It will guard your passage to the vortex of Genesis.
That's the door that March went through.
Step through and witness.
Professor Anaxa proved the truth of Genesis with his sacrifice. As Chrysos heirs of the prophecy, we were always destined to immolate ourselves for this world. Now, it's our turn. We can't let everyone's sacrifices be in vain.
I don't need another pep talk, Finan. After all, we've been ready to fight fate ever since we left the village, haven't we?
Yeah. Come. Let's claim the miracle we were promised, and burn away every last shadow in this world.
And then rise as the first light of a new world.
This is supposed to be a romantic story.
2931, the third week of the month of Evernight. Welcome, my lady, to the end of the flame chase. And the end of all things.
So we got to see the very first cycle, but the very first cycle still had Titans.
The Titan has revealed the gateway of fate. Please accept the invitation to step across the threshold And behold, beyond this gate lies the new world that our heroes sought through their trials, as well as the terminus that the owner of these
Terminus?
long
Terminus
memories
mentioned?
has been hurtling towards their entire
The finality.
Perhaps you'll find it all too familiar. Then you'll understand how the mortal called Finan shouldered the world's weight. How that same burden crushed him, proving that the so-called Deliverer is nothing more than Emphorius's own delusion. A pitiful fantasy that it could defy fate's decree.
I don't think everything's set in stone, Lygus.
Please, esteemed one.
Nothing is set in
The
stone.
answers you seek lie in these non-existent times.
Down we go. Follow the two to enter the end of destiny.
The future revealed by the Titan.
Just what will we see?
The future revealed.
Just what?
Enter the end of destiny. Lygus says it'll be familiar.
The vortex of Genesis. So it is here. But just what is this?
The vortex of Genesis is what the world of Amphorius looks like at the end of time. It looks like a destroyed world.
Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Man, what crawled up you and made you so upset?
The vortex of Genesis, where the world begins and ends. What stage could be more befitting of our final act? Come, I beseech you onward, buoyed by your surging curiosity.
I will bask in erudition.
As an unattainable existence that has dwelled within his heart, beyond his reach, you have accompanied him through the march of years uncounted. You naturally have the right to view the river of time in its fullness, and to witness what he welcomed upon his arrival here. Every absurd and tragic ending. Now, if you would.
Alright, Lygus.
Journey to the
When the
Aranova.
Aranova comes, the skies will clear again.
Oh, Deliverer. Though you walk.
Enough talk. Go.
What if there's only one person?
Now this is one
just
sorry
know.
excuse
Go
for
on,
beyond the
Snowy.
era.
Make the
Alright, Lygus.
None of that matters now. This brutal, flame-chased journey has stripped away my delusions. I know the future is in some peaceful paradise with gentle west winds, just waiting to welcome us to step in.
This will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
There's that line again. This is the rest of Finan and Cyrene's story. Cyrene. Haven't I seen this scene before? That was the scene at the end of 3.3.
Indeed, In his memories, such a scene replays over and over. Though the details may differ, this remains ever the same. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle.
Except Cyrene was here in several of them, and I was here in a few of them. So 2 witnessed the miracle. 3 if you count yourself, Lygus.
A total of 33,550,335 times.
It's the number from the Finon trailer, and since we have confirmation of time dilation, it doesn't matter how many cycles we go through, because we can make this amount of cycles and time be whatever the fuck we want it to be. Oh.
Each is a drop from the river of time, representing the long journey he would take, or rather, a never-ending cycle.
I knew it. But what is the purpose?
Sharp as ever, I see. Seeing is believing. Why not let your own 2 eyes uncover the truth?
Alright, let's go look at all these cycles.
Perhaps you can simply walk straight to the final truth. See the true face of the character you play, and witness the ultimate nature of the Chrysos heirs, flame-chase journey, and the cycles of Unforius.
The character we're playing is the Flame Reaver, isn't it?
Please, take your time. Look around as much as you wish.
I plan to. Eternal Reminiscence 134. That's a big number. That is, how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 million. 1, 2, 3. 7,700,000. 2,000. 8 to... That was the this is the previous cycle right here, I think. That's a random one. Okay, let's start with this one.
Not a single soul to be seen. So this is how the vortex looks at the end of days. Looks like I've got company after all. But since you've made it here, so in the end you succeeded. Executioner.
Executioner. Oh, that was short. So we do have to watch these in order, it seems, because this is where the guidings tells us.
Castros, didn't you?
Yes. I've become Death's demigod, and shall never again walk the world of the living. What you see is the surging of the river of souls, brought on by the countless dead feeding it in these dark times.
Interesting.
They cry out. Though dead, they'll converge into a torrent and guard the vortex to see the Era Nova fulfilled.
I will take all the wishes of the departed with me. Please, everyone, fight with me very last.
So there was one timeline where Castris was the last one there.
I hear them. The dead hail you. They're prepared. Go on, Deliverer. We'll keep that executioner in our shadows.
Oh, they're talking to us now.
The path before you leads to light and eternal flames.
Give me that good old context.
There's
Oh, hey, Cypher.
water everywhere. This place is always so wet and sticky. Even my tail's getting heavy.
What a baby.
Plus that burnt smell. And that sizzling noise.
That's probably the core flames.
Yikes. Nobody from Dolos could stand this.
I hope we get to see Dolos someday.
So you feel it too, huh?
Go on then. I'll handle the filth. Do what you need to do.
Let me fight with you. Better odds with two.
Hey, remember what the seamstress said? You know what really matters.
Yeah.
Are we ever gonna get to see Hycelians or Ceredra in this?
I'll leave it to you then.
Kind of feels sad that they're gonna be important characters later on in the later patches, but we never got to see any of the cycles where they were important.
Wow, someone's not shy. Just so you know, I'm not in the business of making losing deals. I'll distract that executioner. You go turn the world's biggest lie into truth.
The world's biggest lie is a prophecy.
Of your new world.
$7 million. 2,691. A little bit further back.
Just shut up and get out of here.
Are you crazy, Mighty? Immortal or not, even if you're the demigod of strife.
So there was strife in some of these cycles and death in some of these cycles.
Oh, I'm still no match for them.
No, I know you can. I just wanted to request that you witness the Era Nova with me. Together, let's prove that we're enough to transcend the prophesized fate.
Could it be that now, at the critical juncture, our mighty deliverer is chickening out, scared of a stupid prophecy? I'll transcend the prophesized fate. All right. But I've got a better way. As the son of Gorgo, I'll prove myself with one last grand victory. Just like when I ripped out the old king's heart. Go. Leave this.
Eurapon was kind of a jerk
If the black tide
in every
creatures block
timeline,
out
it
the
seems.
sun, then we Kremnoans will fight in the shade. And when I'm done with that executioner, we'll raise our cups where the west winds end.
Little Ika!
Hey, little one. Are you scared? As brave as heights. Stay close, little Ika.
What happened to Little Ika after 3.3? That was left kind of vague now that I think about it.
What? No, not you two.
Little Ika will hold the line.
I see. I won't squander your kindness. Your hopes. So please, keep this bit of sky standing for me. there's one last thing I need to do before the Era Nova. Come, Executioner. Let this patch of clear sky show me where to strike.
That was in the 800,000s. This one is literally the previous number.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate.
This should be the cycle where Nias and Calypso were the Titans of Reason and the Titans of Strife. Or there was no strife, technically, making them the Titans of Strife in the current cycle.
So even the future revealed by the Titans may not come to pass.
The Era Nova. This unrivaled masterpiece. I have no regrets.
I just now realized my shirt is inside out, and I have no clue how long it's been inside out. Took a nap earlier. I guess I must have put my shirt back on inside out.
Are you saying?
Fate is ever unassailable. The golden threads tell me the black tide rushes toward the vortex, ready to swallow this place. I must weave the last of my humanity into a net to hold back the deluge. I shall have my final bath in warm and radiant gold. Now, the hour of fulfillment has come.
That doesn't sound like it plays out the same.
Forgive me. I must snip away every risk to weave the strongest future for the new world. There is nothing more to say. We part here. I shall personally dispatch that wretched executioner, not with threads of gold, but with the steel tip of a needle.
Alright. Got 2 more to go.
Trebi, look. We made it to the vortex. That prophesied future. The flower fields where the west wind ends. Era Nova. We're so close now.
I can't believe all of these are fine on. I thought we would have met at least one Kaus. Cycle number 3314 should have been Kaus, technically, right? Is that number wrong?
Please. Allow me to pause just a moment before I keep my promise. Let me answer your cruel fate by tearing that executioner's heart from the void.
One more. 67,000. Oh, an access
of Genesis. The last time I was here, I was returning the core flame of reason. I didn't have the time to observe it in too much detail back then. But a holy sanctuary of the Titans. Looks more like their frozen crypt to me.
And yet, Sephara said it was kind of warm in here.
All the core flames do lie here now. It's my honor to walk the final stretch with a mind such as yours, Professor.
Oh, getting ahead of ourselves, are we? Have you forgotten so quickly? I died for truth long ago. What walks with you now is but a thought in your mind.
Oh god, so he's even dead at this point in this timeline?
Of course. How could I forget that?
And he's possessing your body.
But I'll say the same to you. It's my honor to walk this final stretch with you, too.
Now go. Stand tall and finish your final task.
Yeah. Just leave it to me.
Time for that wretched executioner to pay what they owe.
I want to see this timeline. This timeline seems cool. Alright, Lygus.
You really think you're prepared? Allow me to give you a warning, most earnest. Once you see what these memories hide, the world's course will be forever irreversible.
Ow! Show me the final memory.
Ah, very well. As you have made up your mind, let us bear witness together.
So we are the Flame Reaver, or that's the person whose roles we've been possessing as we watch these stories play out in the past.
As the sole audience of this eternal theater, I have been rapturously awaiting your arrival. And this, too, is the very reason I must show you everything. I believe that since you've bathed in that eon's gaze...
That eons. So we've only bathed in the gaze of 4 eons. Destruction, preservation, harmony, and remembrance. So I'm assuming he's referring to destruction.
You can make Amphorius's frozen fate flow once again.
Okay, maybe he's referring to Fuli, actually.
Feeling a bit lost? As you now see, this scene marks the final act of the drama Amphorius.
Yep, so that's the cycle we're on currently that we're watching right now.
The final eternal recurrence created by this man's hand, and the last one this world shall undergo.
The very last one, huh? That's a good thing, right?
Behold, at the swordsman's side stands one he has sometimes called companion, other times comrade, that nameless hero absent from the annals of history.
It was always us?
She is the swordsman's ideal in his youth, the deliverer that guided him resolutely onward through fantasy. And now, in the name of the Nameless, she has become an essential and inseparable part of the epic of Amphorius.
Interesting. How many... So we were here for all 33 million of the cycles? That seems a bit of a ridiculous twist.
And this time, under her guidance, what choice shall the hero make? Whither shall the fate of the world flow? And what is the ultimate truth of the nature of Amphorius?
Where does the Flame Reaver fit into this?
There are many mysteries yet to be unwound, but...
Well, thank you for letting me know that.
I may. Allow me to temporarily yield the stage to one far more fitting. Please put your hands together and give a rousing round of applause for they who will reveal the answers and bring about the final end of the 33,550,336th flame chase journey. The master of the countless memories we saw. The other important actor now stepping into the vortex. They who have already burnt their own self to cinder. The Flame Reaver.
Okay, so it was the Flame Reaver, that point of view, the third point of view.
So, in the end, you succeed. Executioner. With my flesh as kindling, like the first dawn of the new world.
Are we getting a boss fight, actually? Oh, we are! Gameplay!
The time has come to once again start everything. This world.
Just in time.
This combat needs optimized. This is double speed.
Stand still.
Time for a buzz.
Relax. Stand still. Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Alright, let's see if this team can actually do it. Oh, wow.
Relax.
Return to victory.
Receive divinity.
Thanks. You're too good.
Be the blazing sun.
You will be the blazing
All
sun.
creation burns to ash.
The dead return.
That's ominous.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom. Stand still.
This combat needs optimizing. This is double speed.
Relax.
Alright.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers?
Just put dot on everybody.
Let's settle this.
Can I have fun this time?
Oh wow, we've already burned through his health.
I'll see you off.
This ends now. With your corpse.
Alright.
Ignite the dawn!
How is this possible?
It's a corpse.
The sons of destruction, now twinned. Feel them set your blood ablaze. Your fury.
Alright.
Scorn.
Abyss flower, bloom.
Oh, we're in slow-mo.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
Torment.
Keep stacking them debuffs.
Stand still.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead will return.
The dead indeed have returned.
That which is seized must be repaid.
Relax. Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Just stack them debuffs. Stack them dots. Detonate them dots. So nice that we can detonate dots on all characters.
Time for a buzz.
Stand still.
Try this on for size.
Relax.
I like this music. Here we go.
Stand still. Good
Sounds
times
like more business
never
knocking.
last. Time to
This
say
should kill the
bye.
last two clones.
Boom.
The yoke.
Shackle Shatter state. Calamity power stacks, demise of storm, fading fate, roads mingled, underworld's grief, silent sorrow, pain of parting, lost sacrifice, shackle shatter. Here we go. Summon 4 long shattered vessels. Put these long shattered vessels in the shackled state. I don't like the sound of that. Oh, actually, hang on. Story. Nameless swordsman born of the black tide to hunt core flames, the mask carved with the stoic visage of the deliverer. Yet this form crumbles like dying kindling. From the flames echoes hollowness, all its futility.
Relax.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Suffering is eternal.
Suffering is eternal, huh? Let's see. Oh, they're fighting. They're focusing Kafka.
Abyss flower, bloom.
Thanks. You're too good to me.
A 3rd hit on Kafka. And a 4th hit on Kafka.
Didn't hurt.
Good thing we have... Man, if we didn't have Bocha, that would have just been the end of the run there.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
Double the defense down.
Stand still.
1 down. 7 to go.
Relax.
We're just having fun.
Can I get 1 hit on Luocha, please?
Not enough.
Not enough.
This storm shall fuel the fire. Burn. Burn unceasing.
The dead will return. That which is seized must be repaid.
May as well kill them all.
Gotta save our ults for that phase, huh?
Unceasing.
Can you let me have some fun this time?
Stand still.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
We do not seem to do enough damage.
Good times never last. Time to say bye.
We can get dots on them before they all take their turns to be nice, though.
We're just having fun. Try this on for size.
Relax.
2 down.
Pity you chose the wrong enemy.
That's not good.
That breathing sensation. Remember it.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
Come on.
Stand still.
Huh. More enemies.
Let the fires of fury devour me.
Did we live through this one?
Become the next epitaph. Seared
We do.
upon this burning world.
Too good to me. Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead will return. That which is seized must be repaid.
I think we can get him down.
Senpo Koski always took.
Allow me to see you off.
May as well kill them all.
Suffering is eternal.
Okay, this is going to be cutting it close.
Didn't hurt.
Time for a buzz.
Stand still.
This combat needs optimizing. At this speed, too slow.
Come on, Sampo. It's going to be up to you.
We're just having fun.
Caught in the net. Good times never last. Time to say bye.
Please be enough to kill somebody.
Boom.
Time to settle down.
We got him.
Relax.
Can you let me have some fun this time?
Stand still.
Okay, I think we're back into the regular swing of things.
Divinity.
I owe you.
Eternal sleep is not. The dead will return.
I think we're there.
That which is seized must be repaid.
He has 2 toughness bars, I just noticed.
Sounds like more business knocking.
Relax.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
3%.
Pity you chose the wrong enemy.
Torment.
Huh. More enemies.
That breathing sensation.
Torment. One person alone may witness the miracle.
Such is the will of fate.
Such is the will of fate. That person can only be you.
There we go.
Why not let wrath incinerate fate?
House. There was something there on the text screen. I barely got to see it. I'm gonna have to look at that in post.
At last, Amphorius's fate has begun to shift. Just as I foretold, your arrival will change everything.
If you say so.
After all, you've also been bathed in that Eon's gaze, which can awaken the long-dormant instinct inside a man.
Destruction.
Much like that scepter we spoke of earlier, it was only under the same Eon's glance that it was reborn.
Iron Tomb. The destruction.
That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play. The celestial body neuron, once belonging to the Erudition, abandoned by the Eon. Now, allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle for you. The Eternal Land, known as Amphorius, is nothing more than the Scepter's endless, lonely extrapolation.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what Screwla meant when he said about that back in 3.3.
A bottomless well of fury, aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Okay, so this is all a revenge. Revenge against Noose, huh? For being abandoned as a neuron? Final Era Nova before the Eternal Recurrence begins.
Finan. We set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysosaur. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amphorius's wishes be so cruel?
I don't know.
We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
Yep. It doesn't look good. I'll admit it. Y'all are in a simulation. An endless extrapolation of data.
You see it too. Those burn marks. The flickering cubes. They're not a tide at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Oh, that's right. They have phones. I forgot.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been clearer. Turns out, they were coming from the black tide all along.
Interesting.
Is that Amphorius crying?
Or maybe it is screaming at its creator, at its god.
Finan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain glowing like crystal. The curtain seemed to contain all of Amphorius, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within.
The what? Dream about a cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain glowing like crystal. Are you talking about Fuli?
There were countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Oh, you really can see the alternate timelines.
Perhaps it wasn't a dream.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, This is the reason the sky was sealed. Amphorius is merely a larger ID Silicii.
That's one way of looking at it.
We are just characters in this tiny world.
Laboratory.
Following the prophecy.
Program.
Stepping onto the same journey over and over.
Extrapolation.
What then is this so-called Era Nova?
The next one. Kind of like how the future is always tomorrow.
And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hoping for?
To kill Noose, apparently.
As a reward for reaching the end of the world, let me answer your questions. As the Theoros,
I have observed.
Thus is the synthesis of the prime mover of life formed. This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experimental environment known as Amphorius has finally achieved results.
Okay.
The results you speak of are this wreckage of a world.
No. He's after something more specific.
We all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. And in return, we become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos heirs of the past, and Chrysos heirs are the Titans of the future. Anaxagoras' theory of Era Nova holds
And this is where they learn it.
true. As the model of reason, he reached unprecedented heights. But from just the perspective of a player in the drama, he could never fully uncover the last layer of truth.
The last layer being...
The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world or perfect heroes and gods. They were a deep learning program made for the Black Tide.
Huh. The Black Tide is a weapon, I guess, that is being...
But this time, your plot will fail. I've taken Catholi's core flame, and when the dawn of the new world arrives, its light will burn away all the darkness.
So I guess the ultimate goal is to basically, if we keep the cycle going eventually till the Black Tide wins, that means the Black Tide will be strong enough to kill Noose. Is that basically what the goal is here?
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and Titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. You have seen this world's evolution, witnessed the birth and growth of the Black Tide, and how it devoured everything. Every generation of heroes, gods, and worlds was born only to be destroyed by it.
It's a doomsday scenario.
This is the endpoint of Amphorius' calculations. A perfect equation of destruction.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant numbers?
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're
Ooh,
more like
that doesn't make it sound better.
for the fire. And without fire, there can be no sunrise tomorrow.
Even if that sunrise is born from annihilation?
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphorius is already following a different path from the erudition? It has long since granted divine blessings equally to each child.
Interesting. The equilibrium?
The golden blood flowing in your veins, it comes from the blemished one, whose name
Wow, that theory from all the way back in 3.1, or technically 2.7, proved correct.
Amphorius's Chrysos heirs were, from the very beginning, fuel for the Aeon to burn the universe.
The golden blood that goes through the Chrysos heirs is Nanook's blood. That's our confirmation, ladies and gentlemen.
Amphorius has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, the destruction has reached its final destination. Nikos 496.
Wow. That is a name. Finon. Nikos 496.
Philia 093.
Philia 093.
No need to feel regret. This generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just step forward, embrace the black tide, and accept the Aeon's gaze. You will come to life from a string of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run toward the real universe, fulfilling Amphorius's long-held wish. In the name of the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this tragedy.
He does serve Iron Tomb, I guess.
Or we could always choose another option.
And this is how Cyrene ends up in the path space, I guess.
Like you said, Amphorius is just an experiment, and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending, under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Aeon who can cast their glance at Amphorius, right?
The remembrance.
Is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And in reality, this world has already been under the watch of other Aeons.
It's a world where three paths converge.
It's strange when you think about it. If you just stayed back, watching us complete the ritual and get consumed by the black tide, your goal would naturally be achieved. Why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
And then the Trailblaze is also here too, so four paths.
Revealing the so-called truth just to deceive us. Covering up another possibility. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphorius.
True.
Do you two really think, as petty little demigods, You can change the outcome written by the stars.
We can try.
What makes you think you are capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. The answer is pretty simple. But we're not gonna tell ya.
Oh, you sly little...
We're going to weave a long dream for Emborius, making it believe the experiment hasn't ended, that everything is still ongoing.
Interesting. We're gonna trap the cycle in a dream.
Power, though. It should be impossible to achieve this, right?
What about Foolie's power?
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood dream. And the god behind Orynyx that appeared in that dream.
Foolie.
Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that eon records Emborius. If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame-chased journey.
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphorius's grand design. To deceive the gods, deceive the world itself.
He's getting into some Steins Gate stuff here.
But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you...
She's gonna get stuck in the path space.
Alright, let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey.
Return to the great dream, says the Flame Reaver.
Come on, cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world. Tell her about the flame chase journey, and then let her become a romantic part of this story. I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice, erasing time again and again, resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me, and I will always have my charm. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world. Quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the Black Tide, I'll become their vessel. To prevent the arrival of Aranova. Even if I have to burn through my own body, it's no matter. As long as I don't extinguish the flame chase will never end. Until Amphorius welcomes a true dawn.
The Flame Reaver was the hero the whole time!
And the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past and forge ahead.
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves, alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
If we can never
When are we
break
going to cut
free
back to the
from this
present, I
prison,
wonder?
I will stand my ground. Until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphorius' fate.
So, let's set out. We will be the ones to start everything. Carry the primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold so dear.
Chaos. Chaos.
So long, Kaslana.
Kaslana. Chaos. Of course.
As the Theros I have observed,
Oh, he's glitching out.
destruction synthesis is formed.
That's not good.
I will wait for that day for as long as it takes. The day will come whenever this immortal eternal and follows in our footprint to write a new thing than whatever was.
Cycle 0. Cycle 0.
That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Picks up the staff. Cycle 1. What now? This is really convoluted.
The world is collapsing. And the people are crying. We too must part ways here. Friend.
Who are you?
Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger.
Everything is as it was. It feels good to take one last look.
You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae.
I know. I'm here to say goodbye. we might not see each other again. You can stay here forever. And time will stand still for you. Let it flow. It's time for me to go. Even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luxury of turning back?
I mean,
Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins? Will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction? The convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers, simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. The person I wish to become. A real, living person. A true hero. Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you, just like before.
this is getting kind of metaphysical for me.
No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time. Why? Because there is no perfect solution in this world. Cyrene has already embraced her fate. And I will embrace my origin. Destruction. And with this power, I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world can't afford a soldier who wavers. Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards.
Oh my god, we're doing this kid's speech again with the drawing cards.
Spits over devil or drunkard and demand a redo. Kids always get to change their minds. Things are so happy and simple for them.
It's almost 3 a.m. now.
But when it comes to the fate
It's
of
almost my
adults,
bedtime.
there's no room for redos. Then go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world. Seize the core flames and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods. In the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this.
Alright. Oh, that's something. Eternal Recurrences. Still kind of feel bad that we didn't get Hycelins or Ceridra involved in the plot all that much more.
So, time retreated behind me until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century.
Hey, we've seen this mural.
And the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Ciridra,
Hey, they mentioned...
call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
The first Eternal Recurrence. Oh, they're here!
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the River of Time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Ciridra. I must share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me High Sealans, nameless swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Finan or Hynan?
Hynan.
Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets best left unseen? All right, nameless swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions through action.
Finan technique. When Finan is in the team, technique point limit increases.
Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Acheron says what? Finan does it all.
Light up the dawn.
Oh. Nice moves.
Light up the dawn.
We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
That's so fucking OP. Who needs combat?
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Ciridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is down to earth.
Also, you're tall.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Casterus!
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine.
Always make sure you social distance, Casterus. We're finally getting to meet some of the last Chrysos heirs we haven't met yet. Now we just gotta meet Terravox and whatever the weird, what's it called?
Duck's
Jellyfish
Goldweaver.
thing was.
Little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Little hostage.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Saridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her.
Okay.
The Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. It's a trap. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealand. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
Trivy pointing at herself.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
Ugh, God, I forgot how much I don't like you.
As you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
Speak of Trivy's prophecy.
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How?
How is this possible?
Oryx bullshit is all you need to know.
He got it right?
Why are you surprised?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out, because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saridra. And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement. The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth,
The Earth Titan Giorios.
I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Giorios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amphorius encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy.
This is the first that we've heard about Giorios being taken out.
Cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clearer. I proved myself.
Man, we're kind of wrapping up a lot of the story beats. I'm wondering what we're going to be doing in 3.5 and 3.6 and 3.7, since we're still going to be on Amphorius at that point.
I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome?
I just remembered we're still only on Recurrence 1. First Eternal Recurrence, end.
The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear?
That's a hard question to ask.
Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive. After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I can't remember anymore.
Oh, that's such a cop-out, and I hate it.
I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball.
Sisyphean nymph.
Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow, sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, Every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Eternal Recurrence number 1. Subject Castellana persuaded the 12 Chrysoseirs to recover all 12 core flames in a peaceful way. After verification, the unauthorized access did not have a substantive impact on the experimental process. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysoseirs were terminated strictly in the predetermined experimental sequence and successfully loaded into the buffer. Subject Castellana regressed the extrapolation process, and abnormal fluctuations were detected in his mind function. Admin notes. First devastating. Failure. Eternal Reoccurrence. Oh, we're getting more. Eternal Recurrence number 2. Subject Castellana adopted a strategy similar to the Eternal Recurrence 1. No substantive impact on the experimental progress was observed. Life cycles of 12 Chrysoseirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Castellana regressed the extrapolation process. Number 3. Minor adjustments detected in the Subject Castellana strategy. Decision waiting for avoid sacrifice and past companions has increased. After verification, the adjustment did not have substantive impact on the experimental progress. Life cycles of 12 Chrysoseirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Castellana regressed the extrapolation process. Number 15. Castellana attempted to decompile the Black Tide for the first time, aiming to elevate access privileges and execute unauthorized access authorization operations against specific subjects, represented by the 12 Chrysoseirs. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysoseirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Castellana regressed the extrapolation process. Number 42. Subject Castellana's 11th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. The decision weighing of the avoid sacrifices of the past companions showed minor decline. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysoseirs terminated in sequence. Subject Castellana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal Reoccurrence 113. Analysis of observations from Eternal Recurrences 83 and 133 indicates that Subject Castellana's strategy is gradually converging with that of Eternal Recurrence 42. Over-synchronicity risk detected. Potential cognitive function degradation. Admin notes this will undoubtedly reinforce the Iron Tomb's destruction vector within expectations. No intervention required. Continue observation. So every time he kills himself, it causes problems. 134. One-34th Eternal Recurrence.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The Black Tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles.
Man, what a dirtbag, even to himself.
Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Enough chit-chat.
Let's just keep wearing him down.
Go. If we run
They'll
into
go
any
crazy
other
and go
scholars,
all Flame
leave
Reaver
them to me.
eventually.
We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
Why would I ever
You've been
bother
to
to
the
learn to use
luminary
this unit?
throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
You're already much luckier than the other students. Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Sephira.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
There's just something fun about finally hearing the word Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go. Again.
He's gonna kill her.
Core Flame Thieves. You really think you can scare off a Sage of the Grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, feast on Cersei's core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
Spirit Thief's trickery. In case you forgot how it works.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the Flame Chase journey, Lady Treby never managed to teach me Orynyx's miracle. But along the way, I learned a thing or two.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, Spirit Thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
And we still have about another 33,700,000 of these to go through.
Save?
No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is
1,596.
That's a lot. That's a lot of core flames.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair. How is that even possible?
That's a good question.
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brat, if you got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body.
Oh, we actually have to do another fight. This will be the first time I've used Finon, if it lets me use him. Yep.
This little brat is not a threat we can deal with just by ourselves.
The new world will arrive! I'm fine.
Get a core flame every time he gets hit.
For the next tomorrow! I'm fine. The new world will arrive!
Hey, we got 12.
I'm fine. The fury of immortal core flames consume me.
That's kind of epic.
With the old sun's embers, hail the new world's dawn!
That's so epic.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more, exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning, yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Okay, how is this one going to play out differently?
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence. This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cyphera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames.
Probably.
For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
He called you out for it.
Of course.
Why you no longer shed tears.
I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist, or accept fate, and hand over the core flame to me.
Man, how did he get so bad at this that we were able to get all 12 core flames in the cycle that we participated in?
Even if it's futile, we all have the right to choose.
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the Traveler and the Scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates.
They showed you that what you're doing is going to end badly.
In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value.
Wasn't that a Galdez quote?
Reduced to ashes. Such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
Eternal Recurrence number 134. Southern Castellana's 103rd attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Decision wait for avoid sacrifices past companions. Approaching .00018 over synchronicity risk detected. Life cycles of 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. Subject Castellana regressed the extrapolation process. Ooh, finally, we're jumping ahead into some numbers. Eternal Recurrence 5297. Subject Kaslana's 5,266th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysosairs terminated sequence. With a trend of acceleration noted, Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Note, subject strategy now nearly identical to Eternal Recurrence number 42. Mind function degradation detected, with possible irreversible damage. Administrator directive received. No more prompts about the risk of mind function damage. Okay, now we're going to get a note to skip through. 12398. 12,367th attempt to breach Scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycles have terminated in sequence. Regressed. Big number attempt. Layer fail. Terminated in sequence. Regressed. Breach Scepter layer has failed. 12 eliminated in sequence. Regressed. 72,000 roughly. Failed to breach layer. Terminated in sequence. Progress regressed. Layer failed to breach. Terminated sequence. Regressed. Failed to breach. 12 in sequence. Regressed. 100,000. Fail. Terminated. Regressed. 108,400 something. $100,000. Are we the Flame Reaver now?
You don't look so good.
We're still not the Flame Reaver.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles. Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. It always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot, and the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
I don't know how it has it at this point, because you have how many core flames? Like 100,000 times 12?
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the Flames of Strife.
You know, I kind of wish there wasn't all this time dilation going on. I liked it better when each cycle was like 100 years, and that there was maybe like 50 of them tops, not like 35 million.
One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Good luck with that.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine.
Oh, that's not good.
The blazing sun of deliverance.
Oh, now we get to fight Negador. How fitting.
Behold, the last Kremnos
Mightymost Lance of Fury.
and will not end till death.
It's time to temper myself. The new world will arise!
That does a lot of damage.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish.
For the sake of fairness, let's go vaster to a vaster battleground.
Full glory, I salute you.
That's all I ever wanted.
Quench the flames with blood.
Boom.
Is that all? Remember this agony. The flames in this body are not strong enough. With the old sun's embers, hail the new world's dawn. Melt the eternal
8 turns, huh?
night. Empty shell. Is that all?
If you can deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own flesh.
This is basically a fight between 2 boss fights.
Strife's name. A scorching hatred. Shatter this cage. I grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash.
Oh, that was supposed to be the end, right? But now it just put us right back.
Quench the flames with blood. Is that all? Remember this agony. Melt the eternal night. Soul and substance. The empty shell.
Got 4 stacks of yellow.
Is that all?
It is so crazy that does not do anywhere near as much damage as it should.
This tear open the sky. Mightymost. Let strife decide the outcome.
Let this burn, or curse of immortality!
Well fought. Well met.
Well fought. You may crown yourself in my blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path. Deliver. I wish you eternal victory.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife fell into the fire.
I still think it's funny that you only fought Don Hung once.
Yet the shadows of the black tide still loom, and pain and despair spread across distant
When does he
lands.
become the Reaver? We're like at 100,000 cycles at this point, and he's still somewhat sane.
The blaze was still not enough.
I probably would have gone cuckoo at this point.
To be fed. Even if it meant burning this body to ash.
Progress is being made. $31 million left. Give me another sheet of paper, please. $2 million.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are still places it cannot reach. Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blinding. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the netherrealm of the next life.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We have long since lost the right to seek warmth. Only by feeding the flames can we melt that hopeless future.
I disagree.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you carry now?
Too many. 12 times like a million.
24,041,183.
Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this. A broken idol. Tragic firewood.
No matter. I will bear this burden as long as you hand over the core flame of death.
I must refuse. As the demigod of death, I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel than death.
Also, is he able to access the Netherrealm?
But this way, the past, present, and future will never again suffer unnecessary death.
I got about 1.5 million fucking examples of you not being true to that.
Unnecessary death. Indeed, you are not the Finan I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, still, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand that my resolve is not to be underestimated. Even Kefali cannot shape all things at will.
nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone. Not even a god.
I don't know, but he's also got Death's core flame from several other cycles, though.
And it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, to overcome the trial and take the authority of death. I am the Hand of Shadow.
Ooh,
Casterus,
Hand of Shadow.
Of death. Listen closely, deliverer from days past. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy depths.
If I hit backwards, he still moves forward. Just turned into Pollux real quick.
At this crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell.
We're gonna have to kill them all, huh? We're just gonna redo every boss fight from the last couple patches, huh?
It's time to temper myself. For the next tomorrow! I'm fine.
That's not good. Well, that's just cheating.
I must transform my soul into a raging fire. Must burn that idol of destruction to the ground. Branded with Strife's name!
All of this. How is it any different from that brutal future?
That is a good point, Cass.
Quench the flames with blood. Is that all? Remember this agony! With the old sun's embers, hail the new world's dawn! Quench the flames with blood.
Just keep switching back and forth between these. I don't feel like this boss fight is ideal.
I will never yield to such a this newborn sun. Tear open the sky.
Oh, now we're doing damage.
Do you feel it now? Quench the flames with blood. Remember this agony.
We're doing 8% a hit.
Dawn, where all stars burn to ash. The flames in this
And then we reset for a freebie.
With the old sun's embers, hail the new world's dawn.
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Then let this be a tribute to your million struggles for time and time.
Wake up, lost one.
That's dark.
That the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphorius that's to come.
I'm starting to not see how you doing this is actually benefiting the final outcome.
2,003,432 cycles.
You still got about 31 million to go.
24,041,184 core flames.
How many is too many?
As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away.
Also, in 3.1, wasn't Anaxa actually able to rip a core flame out of the Flame Reaver? So wouldn't he be short one every so often? How many cycles left? 29 million left? Okay.